Oh, it's been an hour into the walk. Pretty slow walk. We've only covered like a mile and a half, maybe 2.5 kilometers. Crypto, DeFi, longs, blah, blah, blah. I can talk about so much stuff. Should we do it? First, I want to take a moment. Crypto vlog for October 22nd, 2023, the year of crypto lords. So yeah, it sucks. I don't know how people like Chico get around that have millions, and I'm over here with like a couple $100,000 to $200,000 in assets. It fluctuates depending on how badly I trade, which again, the best way to keep your losses down is be more cautious. You don't have to FOMO every trade. But again, a mistrade is technically a losing trade in my mind. If it's a huge mistrade, if you had alpha, if you could have bought like a couple $100 worth or a couple $1,000 worth, if it was like on leverage. Just a couple trades I'll talk about. Hey, I didn't mention Hayden Adams tweeted it went to 4.3 million per token per hay. I think that's only about 20 million market cap. There was a wallet with 51 hay, but we don't know what it is yet. I don't think they're counting that. So Hayden Adams, and then there was Jay Chen. He also had half a hay, which is worth at $4 million. It was worth $2 million as half hay. You think like half a token? Yeah, that's the way. Just because the total supply was like 1 million hay, and then we get like trillions and quadrillions tokens. We're at like 69 quadrillion, I think is the cap for supply. Like people want ever since SHIB, there was like the maximum tokens. That was the goal, right? For the supply. But then what hay was, it was the first Uniswap token. I think they tested it in 2018 or so. I'm not sure of the date. I didn't look. And so Hayden Adams had like 1 million tokens. I think total supply was 1 million. He had 999,000, because back then, like 1 million tokens, you're like, oh shit, it's a lot. I mean, in 2017, we had the shitty, like the tier 3 centralized exchanges that had like Dentacoin and anything where they would just start at 1 Satoshi, right? But people sort of forgot, or the narrative shifted to DeFi in 2020, 21. So everyone was on Uniswap, right? So Hayden Adams in 2018, he created the first. It's crazy. It took him like two years to get filthy rich, but he knew he was going to get rich eventually, because people wanted a place off exchange to swap. They didn't want to log in. So the self-custody wallets, I don't know the history of self-custody wallets, so those must have been around a little before, like 2016 with Ethereum. So is it weird that Ethereum came out in 2016? It seems like it was earlier, like 2014, but it wasn't. Like I think like the first Bitcoin fork was 2014, or it must have been earlier, like 2012. Maybe Litecoin was like 2014. Yeah, so Ethereum just coming out in 2016, it seems late compared to Bitcoin in 2009, January 2009, the Genesis block. I don't know the Bitcoin day. Probably should. What is it, like January 4th? I'm not sure. Bitcoin's birthday. Sorry, just rambling. I just wanted to talk about hay. Yeah, my videos are rambling because I like to go into depth about the history of these tokens. So hay launched. So this Jay Chen had like 2 million anyway. Hayden Adams sold 99.9% of the supply, however much he burned. And it's funny because this didn't show up on, his burn didn't show up in the supply because he sent it to the null address. There's 2 ways to burn. Send it to the null wallet, 0x000, how 43 digits, or I'm not sure how many. Don't worry, we're going back. So it didn't show up in the supply, so they didn't update or it did update, I don't know. Maybe it takes a while for Dex Screener to update. Versus if they're actually burned in the burn wallet, I don't think Dex Screener updates on Etherscan. So just the way the supply was updating. If you're tracking Hayden Adams, boom, his burn. So that's why it's so valuable to track and then get in right away. He tweeted a minute after he burned. That was pretty quick. Usually it takes him a few minutes or an hour. But he was quick, but if you're tracking, you could have bought early around 600 or 700K per token, and it sent 6x to 4.3. The bottom was actually like 460K, so 9x from the bottom. So then everyone's like hyping at 4 million. Then all of a sudden, Jay Chen dumps half a hay worth 2 million. Then after slippage, I think he only got like 200K out of it, just because you can't dump. The liquidity is always smaller than your unpaid position, profit and loss, unrealized profit and loss. Just DeFi the liquidity, anything. That's why these tokens on like Binance, they don't just market dump, because there's only like 10 or 20% to absorb before it goes to zero. We used to have a lot of death wicks, but Binance doesn't let you set an order within 10% or something. Like 10% of current price, unless you actually own the tokens. I don't know how it works. Or 2x, no, I think it's 2x the current price, just to reduce that volatility. Starlink got listed on Bybit Perps, and it got sent, man. I think it was like 11 cents when I checked. Not 11 cents, but like 11 Gwei. So there were 1,100 Gwei, 11,000 Gwei. I don't know what it is. Gwei to Ethereum conversion. Wait, no. Is the price in Bitcoin? No, the price is in Bitcoin when they list on exchanges. On DeFi, they list it in terms of Ethereum. So, yeah, it's like 111,000 Satoshi right now. It listed around 45,000, so basically 2.5x. Whew. Okay, baby, we're gonna make it. We're going back, don't worry. It's just hard. Are we missing Maya? Maya! Come on, Maya. There she is. If she got bitten by a snake, she would have still been able to run. It takes like 20 minutes before you're neutralized, depending on how big you are. Oi, thanks for coming. Oh, this is so hard. Don't worry, we'll get back. It's hard to vlog. So hey, maybe we can find a spot under a tree. My arm's so sore. I can put you on my shoulders though. You want to go on my shoulders? I mean, this is one benefit of going to the gym. You can fucking carry people forever, right? Especially babies. Maybe I should, just to make these walks easier. Boy. So you're gonna go on my shoulder. Wait, we'll put you on my shoulders. Thank you for not pooping on my head. That's the only way I can carry you now. Oh, yeah, hold on to Daddy's head. She's tired too. She's ready for it now. Okay. That's better, right? Uncomfortable. Weird positioning for me, but it's better. Okay. So people set limit orders at like 30,000, dumped all the way to $30,000 per token. From 4 million, that's like 93% dump. Right? 93% market dump. Because of Jay Chen, a co-founder of Uniswap. Like everyone knows Hayden, they don't know the co-founders. But it's good to follow co-founders on Twitter. Sometimes they tweet alpha. Oi. You looked up uncomfortable in the dictionary. Let me do this, baby. Oh. It's weird, when I went to her other leg, It provided good relief, just the way my arm was stretched. Okay, so one guy did turn 1K into 39K. I saw another guy turn like 5K into 40K. He bought around 200,000. But really nice tip buys. So go ahead, go into 1 inch and set limit orders. You'll get filled eventually on these illiquid coins. You don't have to FOMO, okay? Okay, what else is there? What else? What else do we have? You're singing, right? Oh, my back hurts. Before it was my shoulder and arm when I was carrying it. Oh, my lower back hurts. Just because it was sore before. Yeah, I know. We're going back. Don't worry. We have lunch and stuff. I'll get back to the car in a half hour. It's the last hill, thankfully. This is the summit of our path. I've been up to the top of those, but not to, oh yeah, fuck. Okay. Alright, so I have a few more minutes. I'll talk about other DeFi coins. Oh, and then it dipped again to like 1.2 million after the bounce to 2.5 or 2.7, dipped to 1.2, and now it's at 4.3 again. Come on, that bounce. So on DeFi coins, memes, narratives can shift so fast. Volatility is insane. So good way to make money when the market is bullish like this. Bitcoin pumps, Binance major alts pumps, mid caps, and then it goes to the DeFi. Everything pumps. SPX 6900. It's like 22 now, 22 million. Everything, or is it 1.5 market cap? So like 16, 15 million. I don't know. Everything is just going insane. What was I saying? Sorry. I should stop saying right. You'd rather me not say anything. Just enjoy the scene. Okay. Another coin, wrapped mistcoin. So mistcoin was the first ERC20. So we have the first Uniswap traded token. Now we have the first SEX, SEX traded ERC20 token. So you can't trade it on Uniswap because Uniswap came like 3 years later or 2.5 years later. It was created, I think, November 15th, 2015, around there. So they had to wrap it. Once they wrapped it, it had all the features of a smart contract on Uniswap, all the updated smart contract features, which weren't available in the original ERC20 smart contract. So, like the inventor of ERC20, he created this coin, this mistcoin. So then they wrapped it. Oh, I thought it was a snake. It's too loud to be a snake. Oh, I guess technically this is the summit right here because we went up, then we went down a little bit. But I think that point was higher. I'm not sure. Okay, so mistcoin, slow juice. Then the first Bitcoin created the next day or so. Then some guy got in contact with the first Bitcoin creator in 2015. From 2015, a few days ago, and then he wrapped it to create wbtc. So wbtc launched, and it got sent like 1,000x, and then of course it dipped 95% from about 10 million per token to 500,000. Again, low supplies, these early tokens. So mistcoin, after the Hay debacle, mistcoin dumped on like $1,500 liquidity. It dumped from $1 or $1.20 to 12 cents, and then it bounced back to $4, like 30x. Come on. Wait, 35x. So one more token I want to talk about, a 2018 token called Elon, the first Elon Musk token. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy this token. Come on. Hi. Yeah, she's probably gonna be the next to get bit by a snake. So, cool off for a second, huh? I mean, Maya's not cooling off, but we'll cool off. So I'm like, no way am I buying it. And then an hour later, it dumped to like $230, $254. And it hit 40,000, like $42,000. I don't like it when I'm doing this. So it got sent like 150x from the bottom. It's like, come on, just because I didn't buy it, it's because I didn't want to buy another one. So I tweeted, you miss 100% of the trades you don't take. So yeah, I could have put a couple $100 in. You had to buy like $10 at a time or $20 at a time, really small. But $200 could have been like maybe 15,000 after liquidity if I dumped the top at 40,000. So crazy. And it was actually 3 cents down to 3 cents when I left. So from 250 to $4 to 42,000 to 3 cents. Really nice volatility. But insane volatility on DEX coins. You just got to watch out, set limit orders if you want. Of course, you would have lost even if you set a limit order at 10% of the current price at like 4,000. You would have still been down 99.99%. Okay. 99%. That's it. I think we might stop this vlog. I took a break. The problem is I took a break. I lost my mojo. Alts. So people longing, there's two ways. You can long before they break out when they consolidate, and then you might have to hold a couple days. Or you can long, because usually Saturday is a crazy day for alts once Bitcoin pumps. So Bitcoin hit 30.4K. Now it's at 30K. It dipped to 29.6. It's actually wicked down. Liquidated a lot of people on like 10x or 20x leverage on alts. Okay, let me just finish this. Wait, you can come down for a second. Oh, I got you. Just gonna finish this vlog. It's okay. You're tired? Yeah, you're a little bit tired. Okay, so it's safer to long when they consolidate. They start moving a little bit, sure. You can't go as high leverage. Maybe you're good at longing once they get some momentum. It depends how you trade. I personally like to long in the consolidation phase, and if I don't, then I'll FOMO once they're up like 10 or 15%, like big time. I saw it at 1475. I'm like, it's probably gonna pump. Then I longed at 1700. Come on, and then it dipped to like 1550. I can't keep doing that, or 1530. So yeah, Sirius Alpha longing everything listed on Bybit perps, and that's the end. And Binance perps, you might get like 30% if you're not botting. It's probably not worth it, probably too risky. So bullish ETF coming, don't miss it. And now I want to take a moment to talk about opsec, the Frentech hacks, key hacks. I listed it. So they got Twitter admin access. They paid $100,000 for it, and it allowed them to access everyone's. In Twitter, I don't think you put your address down, but your phone number, email address, and Twitter username. So perfect opportunity for hacking Frentech. Should have been a huge warning by OX Racer, the Frentech team, about the security flaws with linking someone's Twitter to an app. They let everyone down. I mean, you don't hear about the one or two people that could possibly be killed, but like if you have millions in your account, not just your Frentech account, and they have your phone number, they can get your address, they can Google it, right? And it's a huge risk for armed robbery. You don't want that. So again, the best thing to do, obviously, if you're a known person, like a representative of crypto, see, she fell asleep. You're not going to be, it's going to be hard for opsec. At that point, you just want security on you. But these people walking around with like $10 million, $5 million and don't have security on them, you can't afford the $100,000 a year security for someone to carry a gun and just watch you. Or obviously you want to put a gate around your house if you have that much money, just because you never know. If you're completely anon, you don't have to do this stuff. So that's the way to go. 90% of the people I know are completely anon. Probably 10% have either used their first name or meet people at crypto meetups. If you meet people at crypto meetups and you aren't anon, just posing as someone else, forget about it. You can if you steal someone's identity, but they'll ask for your name. And I mean, you can do it if you wanted to meet live, just for fundraising. It's so much easier to get money from people live versus online, unless you have really good advertising and you hit enough groups, wealthy groups, then you can get money that way. But a lot of people do it the old-fashioned way. They go to crypto meetups and conferences. So again, nobody talks about the opsec. It's this beautiful view that we're all going to get rich together, right? Because that's just how we trade. You don't forget the risk, security risk when you're rich. That's probably the major thing. I mean, in terms of numbers, you're going to live longer if you're wealthy. Even in crypto, the number of attacks, they are growing. If you look up, they're growing like exponentially too, like 2x, 10x in 2023. I think the bear market, they actually grow because people can't get money online, so they have to do like armed robbery for crypto attacks. You hear about them, but a lot of stories you don't hear about. You might hear about from a friend, and no article will be written about the armed robbery that took place. So maybe like 5% of stories, of armed robbery stories, actually get reported. I mean, if you check the crime logs of every jurisdiction in the world, every city in the world, the online police booking records or reports, someone filing a police report, there you could see it, but if you don't do that, you'll never see it. So just be careful out there. There's either go completely anonymous, which is the best way to do it. Forget about bragging. Everyone likes to LARP about being rich, but just go completely anonymous. Never post your face. What I did, I mean, I had to. I just wanted to help out people, and I like to talk. So unfortunately, I could be a victim. I have gotten threats where people said, "This is your address," and grab a gun. Just get a gun ready because someone's coming after you. It's crazy for that kind of threat, but it does happen. So again, go completely anonymous if you can. Phone numbers, don't get SIM swapped either. If you sign up for an account, use prepaid. That doesn't require your identity to be linked, at least. But the problem with prepaid, there's tends to be less security. So that's the downfall. So if you go with a major carrier, like in the US, like AT&T or Verizon, T-Mobile, that use someone else's name, don't match it to an address. Use like a really freaking old address. But you may have to go into a store one day with the ID, so that's gonna be tough. So maybe find someone that's poor and get their ID. And I mean, if they get armed robbers sent after them for their crypto, at least they can say like,